Welcome, everybody. This is the SeeWDW Near and Far podcast, our week in the parks and social media conversation. I am Mike, the Giant Rat at the Giant Rat, THE Giant Rat on socials.
And I'm John, SeeWDW on socials.
All right. I know usually on this day, this is the topical conversation, but I had a couple things going on midweek and we missed doing this social media and parks episode. So we're going to do it today, and then we'll do another one during the week next week, and then back to our topic on the next one. And John, I am excited for that one because I've done some research. We're going to talk about Expedition Everest on the next episode, the next topical episode next week. That's going to be a fun one, but I know. It's great. We've talked about it, and we've been kind of excited about talking about that one for a while. So it's going to be a good one. There's a lot of good research and a lot of good information on it, but this is about the week in the parks. So, John, how did your week in the parks go?
It went all right. I went to 2 parks last week. I'll start out at Universal. This is the second Sunday in a row that I went to Universal. I really enjoyed it the last time, and this time I waited for my wife to get home from work, though. So we ended up getting there around 5:45. That's a little late for me to get into the parks, but the first thing I did was go to the Universal Studios Florida side, and if you're a pass holder, inside the Five and Dime here, this is the same gift shop that the horror makeup show lets out. They have cool Universal Monster stuff in there too, like the full-size ones, but you can get the current UOAP pass holder magnet. I mean, you can't because you're not a pass holder.
Yeah, that's cool looking though.
Yeah, and I think what they're working on right now at Universal it's the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, I think. So I think that's what their next tribute store is going to be based on too. And you can see the claw marks going through the AP there. And I thought that this was cool. Chucky is one of the only Horror Nights houses announced so far. And they have this is a sweatshirt. Snitches get stitches.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I like that. So we did that. I was watching Megatron. I always find those guys fascinating when that do the. What else did I do? This was not a normal night for me at Universal. I decided to mix it up and do a little bit different. I went into the Revenge of the Mummy.
Yeah.
And this is 5:45, so I have the express on my ticket. And so, at first I went in and it felt like it was really backed up, but they just rearranged the line inside. It was not long at all, so much better than I feared when I first went in. So that was good. I got the last row on the Mummy, which that is the one that I get every time. Like, I can't remember the last time I was in the front row. I think there's like 4 rows on it. And again, it's fine. That's not really that much different. There's certain rides that I find it difficult to ever get on in the front. And again, I like to record. So in the back row, I was less disruptive, meaning there was nobody to bother with my phone. So you've been on the Mummy before, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And,
I like that a lot, but it's always it's kind of scary. It makes you feel like you're going to come out of your seat sometimes,
Yeah, I was gonna say my favorite part is the part where it feels like you're gonna come out of your seat, and it's right here. They have the skull that talks to you, and then
Then you go through his mouth or whatever, right?
Yep. And whenever I post this, you'd be amazed how many people have no idea that you go through the mouth because they never, I don't know, they don't look, it's too scary, but you can see there, you literally go into his mouth. So
Yeah.
definitely a cool ride. And that's part of the part where it feels like you're about going to fly out. So I'm just glad that Universal uses indoor coasters yet. There's just there, and again, this is a really good one, and it recently had a long refurbishment. And I was kind of thinking, oh no, they're going to change it or something. They didn't change it at all. I wanted to mention too, this is a major fire effect. The entire ceiling gets covered in flame, and it makes me wonder if Disney's afraid to have the Maleficent dragon blow a 1 foot little flame out at the Magic Kingdom now. How the heck are they doing that?
Yeah.
Because you can feel
Safely.
that heat as it goes
You
over there.
definitely can. Yeah.
It it just it feels like the room is engulfed, and I'm like, that's right over you. It's like, and again, maybe Universal is just more thorough with their fire effects because they've got a good one in the Amazing Spider-Man too, where
Yeah.
the flaming pumpkin gets thrown at you. You can see it come at you and hit. You go through a room and a big flame bursts right out the wall on the other side. It's a really well done effect. So, and one of the biggest things that people were concerned about with the Mummy was the end. They wanted to make sure Brendan Fraser was still there.
Yeah.
There he is asking
There
for
he is.
coffee. So I like
Yeah.
that Universal's smart enough to know that some things should just stay, like some things don't need to be changed. So from there, I went to Diagon Alley. I wasn't going to go on Gringotts, but I decided I'll give it a shot because, like I said, I tend to fall in the same patterns at parks with what I ride and don't ride. And, it gets to be boring after a while. Yes, I took this picture in Diagon Alley through like a gated fence. Tell me that is not some good uh, theming. I mean, when you look in
Yeah.
here, the camera has extra light, but I mean, there's some kind of sign back there I can't read. It looks like an old alleyway staircase going. Like
I
the
noticed
detail,
that. Yeah.
crazy good, like so good.
That's like a team member set place or something like that. I remember that poster, that moving poster and everything. And I saw actually a number of or one or two team members actually going back there. So I didn't take a video or picture of that area that you're talking about, but I did get that poster.
And what I wanted to mention was, I decided I'm going to go on Gringotts, and sometimes I don't like it because the way it was set up for at least for a while, if the line wasn't that long, you may wait longer in the express line because of where it was and how it worked. But in this case, it really wasn't. But I can tell you, if you just want to go on the ride on this particular day, I think it said like a 25-minute wait. There's a single rider line,
Mm-hmm.
and it can get long and whatever. But today, by the time I got to the ride, and we waited through the normal line, it didn't take, I think it was like 11 minutes or something. It wasn't bad at all. But you have to go through, and you go through the lobby. It's the lobby. Everybody has to go through. It's really nice. But there's another part then too with one of the twins, and he goes through and talks to you about helping him out in the vault and stuff. And then you have to go to another place, another room where it's an elevator going down into the vault.
Yeah.
And again, all this stuff is fine, but the 10th time you've seen it, you're like, I just want to go on Gringotts, like I'm good with the pre-show stuff. Turns out if you go into the single rider line and like when the weights are low, you don't go through any of that. So it might be worth doing, even if it says 25 minutes, single rider, you just go straight up the stairs and you get on the ride. And for me, I really like that. So that is something that I want to look into more. I've done it before, but it can get long and if in certain circumstances, but I forgot how good it was though, like how well that part worked. And I do like this ride. It's very difficult to film, but Bellatrix and Voldemort, man, such fun characters having Bellatrix yelling at you.
Yeah, getting you flagged for violence on social
Yeah.
media and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I tried to post that once. I think TikTok flagged it or something because she said something like, "I'll destroy you, Muggleborn," or something.
Yeah.
And she says, "I don't like the look of you" and stuff. So she's just too mean. You gotta be nice.
Yeah. I too, I like that ride quite a bit. It is really good.
It is, but I usually don't go on it because I just have bad luck with. I end up in places of the line that just take forever, and I don't. I'm just impatient. So then from there, this park closed at 7 p.m.
Huh.
So at 6:56 p.m., I convinced my wife to go on Rip Ride Rocket with me. So I was quite happy about that. I've been getting good at convincing her stuff. So it's and she doesn't like this hill's the part she hates the most, but and I recorded this in my Insta 360 Go
Yeah.
too. I get harassed on my social media constantly about how did I get a phone on there, and I did not get a phone on there. But I don't want to tell everybody what I got because then
Yeah.
every person in town they're all gonna be dropping their Insta 360s all over the queue going, "Help me, Universal." And they're gonna say no more Insta 362s because they're
Yep.
a problem for us. And I know that happens because they're sensitive. They are difficult to use too, honestly. Like you've got to use them blind. Like I've failed so many times where I go out and I hit the button and I'm like, was that a long buzz or a short buzz? I think it was a short buzz. And by the time I get back, hook up my phone and check it, I'm like, oh, thank goodness I got it or didn't record properly. It's blind, completely blind. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it was a nice night to go on this though. And I didn't ask for the front this time. Figured I'll get some clips all around the park. So
Yeah, I
from
like that. I actually like that you weren't right up front. I think that's kind of neat seeing the action in front of you a little bit. And, people, you don't have everyone in front of you. It's just one car, but I still really like that a
the
lot.
hands are like a prop going
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That actually works well too. Some of my most popular videos on the Tower of Terror include people I don't know's hands in front going up and down, like right in front of my camera, but it adds to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, from there we walked over to Islands of Adventure, and it was really pretty. The sun was just setting, and a nice orange sunset coming down. And as it gets warmer in Florida, the sunsets get nicer for some reason too. So then we had to go to the Three Broomsticks, so my wife could get a butter beer, which took like 20 minutes. I'm not. It's funny. They have vegan butter beer, but she went to the place in Diagon Alley where they have it, and she said, "Oh, sorry, the machine's broken for that." So we went all the way over to here, and again, it probably took about 20 minutes. You have to convince them that you just want a butter beer and you don't need a table, and then go in and order it, and it took a long time. But I looked around Honeydukes a little bit while I waited. I haven't been in there in a while. If you ever want to get some $25 bulk candy, that's the place to go. It looked good though. I love the alleyways they have around here too. Like you're allowed to go down all these things too. Like a lot of people don't look, but there's alleyways to wander around and other places to go, even in Hogsmeade, which always feels so congested, you know.
Yeah, I never did because every time I've been down there, it's been so congested you can barely move, and I don't notice that. But the
No.
storefronts are really cool down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything's just so well done. I was gonna say I actually took some pictures of the three broomsticks just because it looks cool. Like imagine building that. You know, the
Oh
lines
yeah,
get straight, and it's like such a cool thing. Like there's got to be straight lines under there somewhere to
yeah.
meet code. But so anyway, we got a vegan butter beer, and then I decided I really wanted to get another video of Velocicoaster. And we have our express pass. Why not? So we got in line, and this actually might tell me a bit of the story. It looks like we got in line about 7:39, and let's see, we got out of line at 8:26. All
Hmm.
right, yeah, this must be for that then. Took about 43 minutes, and the reason is it stopped for about 20 minutes in there, so it would have been much quicker. But we had a 20-minute delay. Um, you were talking about the last video not being in the front and how you liked it more.
Yeah.
This is my Velocicoaster video, I think row 8. And I had to take the watch thing off and hold it in my hand to be able to see it properly.
Huh.
But it is cool where you could get to see the train moving, you know, like
That is cool.
it gives you a cool view to see the train and stuff. So, and yeah, when you go up that big hi hat and then upside down too, it looks pretty good. Um, on with being back there, like you can see what's going on pretty good. I keep hoping that I get the drift back. Like right here's the hi hat part where it shoots you
Yeah.
up a big hill. Sometimes I hear you don't make it and you come back down. I'm like, man, I want to get that on film. You could see how beautiful the sky was when I got up there. There's upside down over where the people are walking. And then the guy in front of me had his hands up the whole time, but watch when he gets to the loop over the water. He finally gives up. Look, he's like, oh crap. And there you are over the water. That's the only time he did that. He had his hands up the whole time. And then when he saw the water loop, he was like, wait. So that'll get you sometimes. But
I didn't realize that that track was that twisty. As you're watching from that perspective, you really get to see it really rocking back and forth like crazy. I mean, that was really cool. Great perspective, John.
yeah. A lot of it's luck though, because I can't see what I'm filming. I'm hoping for the best, holding my hand up. So
Yeah.
you take what you can get. So from there, it was late because it took longer than it should have. So we were heading home from there. Just a beautiful night though. You can see the stars out. Just the temperature for those nights was like in the 70s and stuff. And I'm glad that I went because now it got really hot again. It's been in the 90s here.
Huh.
And again, great for swimming, but theme parks, it's a little hot for that. So on Tuesday, we decided that we wanted to go to Animal Kingdom just because we couldn't decide what to do. We're going to go to Magic Kingdom on Mother's Day, so we don't want to do that. We were just at Epcot. I just went to Hollywood, and my wife doesn't care about it at all. So we decided to go to Animal Kingdom, and we wanted to eat at the Rainforest Cafe. Because I have gift cards. I know it's way overpriced, but I have some gift cards that I got from like a Visa or a Discover card or something for points, or I got some Landry's gift cards. Anyway, we went in. It turns out we got there about a little before 5. It says 4:53 or so. We got there. And I said, well, it can't hurt to go up and ask, because we both know what we want to get already. It shouldn't take too long. They said, 10 or 15 minutes. And I was like, that's not bad. I was like, let's wait. Well, by the time they called us, it was probably about 20, let's see, about 25 minutes maybe. So we got called, and then they sat us right next to the bar. We could have sat at the bar the whole time if we wanted the bar, but we sat right next to the bar. Really loud group of people next to us, a lot of yelling, loud clapping, and I'm like, are they watching a show or something? I'm like, it really, I don't like loud noise like that. And then basically the server never came over, and we picked the time because the park closes at 7. I don't really have time for bad service unless this is all I'm going to do. So we were like at 5:20, let's call it. And nobody came over. By 5:20, we just stood up and walked out. We were like, and I still love Rainforest Cafe, but this kind of thing happens to me a lot. I said, if we wait this out, we're not going to go on any rides. And I looked, the rides were low. So as you can tell, Safari, you walk right
Wow.
on, like literally walk right on it. And that's at 5:28. And so I actually went live on the Safari just because it's a fun one for people just to have on and kind of watch as we go. So we did the Safari. From there, I wanted to ride Expedition Everest because I just really like Expedition Everest. And once again, this cast member was mad because he was busy talking to this girl and I was filming near him. So get out of there because he was busy talking. I didn't even notice. But anyway, the lines were completely empty, meaning they were running trains that weren't even full. That's how empty Everest was. So I went back around. I rode it twice. The second time I sat near the back, the first time I went to the front, nobody was waiting for the front seat the first time either. I waited like an extra 10 seconds to ride it. It was nothing. And so what I wanted to point out was, well, number one, for a while there, they had a backlight up at the Eddy so you could see it good. That hasn't been there in a while.
Huh.
I don't know why they did that. Like maybe they were working on it, left the light on, but man, that looks so much better. But they turned it off again. But and the other thing I wanted to point out was if you're ever on vacation and you have park hopping, do the Animal Kingdom, the second part. Don't go at 5 o'clock. That's too late. But go at I don't know, 2:30. You could still, Divine might be out yet. Kevin might be wandering. You could see a show maybe, and then save the rides for the last couple hours because my goodness, is it empty? And that happens a lot at Animal Kingdom. If all the parks are completely crowded and it's like Christmas or something, well, it's probably still going to be kind of crowded. But normally, no better time for Animal Kingdom than when I got there at 5. Everybody was leaving en masse, just everybody. But from here, I was like, well, let's do Dinosaur because I love Dinosaur. Why don't we go do that? Well, Dinosaur was closed, and it had been closed most of the night. So good for you, Disney. Lack of maintenance again,
Yeah, that's regular on that thing. I wanted to say on October 1st, that day that you were with us, and when the 50th anniversary started, I did exactly that. If you remember, I went to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I remember.
And there was no waits other than, Flight of Passage. Everything was no wait at all.
It was
great.
Say, if I wanted to, I could have head over and probably got in line for Flight of Passage. I think it said 45-minute wait, which is nothing anyway. But for that ride, that's low. But
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet as soon as Fast Passes stopped at 7 p.m., practically would walk right on. It would just fill and go right through. So I think it would have been a great night. I could have done that too. So again, I like going. I like being back at my hotel or house early too. So for me, I wouldn't be like, oh well, it's too early to park hop there. Then it's 7 o'clock. If you really want, jump on the Epcot bus. Go to Epcot till 9. Go to the Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom till 11. Whatever. If it's open late, do
Or
whatever you
go,
want. But
yeah.
Magic, but close down Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
It's so much value.
Go back to your resort, go swimming, and then go to Disney Springs for a dinner, a nice meal or something like
Yeah,
that,
there's a
you
lot
know?
you can do, especially in the summer. It's still light out at 7. It's like it's great. So it's prime time.
It's a great tip, John.
So yeah, I definitely recommend that. And we stopped at the gift shop on the way out because we like to look at that stuff. They have a lot of the new Little Mermaid stuff up. They have dolls, they have backpacks, they have shirts, and my only my only concern with all this is like it's okay, but to me, I'm like, it looks like Ursula went on a diet. Like, what happened? But
Yeah, it does.
anyway, no, all of it was completely stocked, and
Huh.
just like Disney's movies lately haven't been that popular. I feel like they do that. They overdo the merch lately too, and it just
Yeah.
does not sell. And again, maybe it will later. Maybe because the movie didn't come out yet. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe once the movie comes out.
high off the shelf. But I was gonna say, for now, there is plenty of Little Mermaid toys and globes and bobbleheads and nightgowns and pillows, and like they are doing an abnormally large amount of merch for this thing. Like they do merch for everything, but the movie stuff is usually like a little table with a few things on it, but they're really going all out. Look, there's a jean jacket.
Wow.
And then just things like, shells, and here's just random stuff. But again, I don't plan on seeing the Little Mermaid, but I also I didn't see any of the other ones either. I just don't care about remaking cartoons with CGI. Just
Yeah, the live actions, I'd say a lot of them, from in my opinion, and I'm sure yours too, have leave a lot to be desired.
yeah, you can't. To me, it's like what was it, the Jungle Book, which I heard was good, but it's not live. It's CGI.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not. But I
it's
heard
all
it.
right.
But even then, I don't see it. I'm
Yeah,
just.
I sort of think like this one, they anticipate that it's going to do well, given the merchandise and given all the marketing. You can kind of tell when they think they have a hit on their hands. So we'll see.
My problem is they only ever get hits when they don't expect it.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
like Frozen. That was a small budget Disney produced cartoon where at the time they didn't really think much of it,
Yeah,
and it caught on and got bigger and bigger, and it like blew up. And it's like, to me, Disney does better when they're just doing stuff and then something hits. It's like,
hmm,
ooh. And Walt used to do that. He'd
yep,
say, I'd get some bombs, and then another hit would come up after it, and we'd be back in business going again. And it's like they're trying so hard for guaranteed hits and pre-planned success. It's pre-planned success never seems to work well for Disney. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know if this movie will do good or not. The
yeah. I know.
merchandise is not flying off the shelves. I don't see or hear any interest in it around. But again, what do I know? They also still have 50th bags up, not for sale, or I mean, not on sale, just there. I'm like,
Hmm.
why don't they get new bags? Or shouldn't this be at the
Yeah,
outlets?
yeah.
I don't think they want to put it at the outlets because I think they got too much. It's like
I think so too. I'll bet you could find them at the outlets right now at a reduced price, just not in that store.
Yeah. So, and that is it for my parks. I didn't spend a lot of time here, but I got 3 rides in, and one of them was the Safari, which is a 20-minute ride. I
Yeah.
could have easily done Dinosaur 2 or something else, but I decided not to because I like just being there a couple hours. So I could
Very
have even
cool.
done more easily, but I
Yeah.
decided not to.
Very cool, John. I wanted to mention, we are talking about movies. I actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 last weekend. It was really good.
Oh,
I
really?
was impressed. A lot of people were complaining about, some animal abuse scenes and stuff.
CGI though, I
It's
know.
CGI, and the other thing is you can't tell this story without those scenes. So I'm sorry if you're very sensitive to those things. Don't go then. But I will say you're supposed to be very sensitive to those things. They're supposed
Yeah,
to make
bringing out
you,
emotions is part of what
yes.
makes you care about a movie. In
I,
reality, it's all just a dumb fake movie, but you got to buy into it and get upset or get angry.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
People are so like like trying to avoid any kind of pain or emotion or anything like that. And for art to actually freaking work, you need to provoke an emotion. And in this particular case, you could not do what James Gunn was trying to do with the movie without those scenes. And again, CGI. So if you have to go through it, close your eyes or just say to yourself, this isn't real,
it's
because
not.
it wasn't real. I mean, even Pete has come out in support of the film. So I mean, with that said, it was an excellent film. A very good Marvel movie, probably the best Marvel movie I've seen since Endgame. And,
I'm not
you know,
surprised because Guardians is good. I'm
it
I'm
was good.
actually I'm almost kind of on the edge. Like it that if I went to the movies, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I guess because I do love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't care about Marvel at all for the most
Yeah.
part, but I always loved the Guardians movies. They're
So you need basically no prior Marvel knowledge to see this thing. And really, to be honest with you, it's back to its roots, like the first one. The second one I didn't like as much. It was okay. It was good. But the first one I loved. This one, I loved it almost as much as the first one. So I'm going to say, John, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you go see it. And I'd recommend people to go see it.
Here's the
It's good.
problem, though. The reason it's not doing great, and maybe it'll pick up from word of mouth. So I'm hopefully, but the reason it's not doing good is they put out a lot of movies that nobody cared about, and
Yes, you're
I
right.
didn't see any of them. But I just heard even the guy that played Thor didn't like the Thor movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not even doing Thor again with this guy, or if it's going to be a joke, or you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So again, there's been a lot of things that disappointed the Marvel fans, and now Disney better hope that they didn't get people to the point where they're like, I'll pass. The last few were a disappointment. I didn't see it, but I heard a lot of people didn't like Doctor Strange as well, like, or that it didn't do as well as they hoped it
Yeah.
would. At least. I don't know if you liked
I
it.
thought it was okay. It wasn't terrible. The last Spider-Man movie I really liked a lot. Um,
Sony.
but yeah, it was, and you're right. But this one, um, it is not all laughs and comedy. There's some of that, of course, but it's pretty dark. There's a lot of darkness in this movie. It's and I don't want to mean like, oh, it's this. I mean, it's not that dark. It's still a Disney Marvel movie, but it is very different. It's a different type of Marvel movie, and I really enjoyed it, and I think most people will like it. So
Well, hopefully it gets the reach from word of mouth. And so
yeah, I hope so. I hope it does well.
I
All
did
right.
hear some people that were happy that it was good too, because
Yeah.
the guy that makes it, James Gunn, the guy in charge of all this, they gave him the whole DC universe. So they're
Yes, they
like,
did.
maybe he'll do good with that. I don't know.
Yeah, he
I
might.
can only hope. I crave some good stuff, and I've got I pay for my HBO Max, and I would love some good DC content too, because for me that's like the original, for me at least.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, let's hope that he does well with it. And if this is any sign, this most recent movie and the other Guardians movies, let's hope that happens. All right, John, how did your social media go?
Well, I'm not going to bring it up, but my Disney uh, Instagram is down to 826,000 people I reached in the last 30 days. So that's a
Hmm.
record low. It just keeps drifting down. So
Wow.
um, I'm very, very upset about it. I can't sleep at night, but I'm
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I, I have a real disdain for Instagram and their constant changing of policies and jump through this hoop and from now on do this, but do that. But if you do this, we might get, and it's like after a while you're just like, I don't even care what you say. It's fine. That's if I just don't care. And again, I keep posting. I get some good views, some good likes. My which one was that? Oh yeah, a Friday one from a couple of weeks ago was Expedition Everest. I'm almost 100,000 views on that. I have uh, what is it? I don't even know what it is. It's a compilation one with a popular song from a couple of weeks ago. 81,000 views, 7,000 likes. Like I feel like I'm doing really good. Like in general, I feel like I'm doing decent for me. Like you know, oh, I did Splash Mountain walking down the empty walkway, the queue again, and I've done that before, but second time, 9,192 likes, 122,000 views,
Hmm.
and then I did a Tower of Terror, which is at 50 some thousand. Like you hear all that, you'd be like, wow, you're doing great. But you know what the difference is?
Hmm.
Instagram is not recommending me, almost not at all. Like it's very difficult. Even when I have one that does well, they're not pushing it out. Like if you look at your For Me page, I won't be there. They'll be like, nah, not him. So again, Instagram is not pushing me to non-followers. So I'm having some successful reels, but I'm not allowed. I don't go outside of my little group. So again, whatever. But I'm at 121,000 followers. Um, it I don't know if I'm losing. Well, I guess it's extremely slow growth in there. For my universal, I'm at 129,000, and then 129,850 is the specific number. So that one keeps growing. My reach is going down on there though. I'm at 4.7 million instead of the last time I was probably at 5.2 the last time we talked about it. So, reach is going down. But again, it's going down because if you don't jump through this hoop and your time isn't this and the right hashtag and with this music and this, now we're looking for this, but that, this, that, the other, do this, don't do that. It's like, it's all garbage. So all you can do is post. And, you know, all I can say is never depend on Instagram or Facebook for income, for money, for views, for reach. Always take it upon yourself to maintain and do stuff. Make sure you have TikTok, make sure you have YouTube is still probably the best. I know that's what we're on right now, but I don't do that great on YouTube. I still would say it knows how to treat creators the best so far. Um, but again, never depend on Meta, and never believe them too, because they say a lot of stuff. Then they turn around, they'll say, we want you to be successful, and then your reach will crash. They'll take the bonuses. They'll be like, oh, I mean, what are you going to do? It's like, and again, I never did depend on them, so I'm good. But I've been involved for years now, and if I had a time machine, I would definitely do it differently. And I'm getting old now, and I take it from your elders. Don't trust Instagram, Facebook. They will lie to you. Even when they say, "Oh, we want to give you this and that," you can take it, but don't quit your day job. I saw a lot of people literally quit their jobs because they thought they were going to make a living on social media because they were told that they would right from Meta. They were like, "We want your income to be stable so you can make a living and this and that." And then they were like, "And now no." And it's like, for me, I'm good. But I felt really bad for some of these people who really actually believed them. So again, the next time they say it, more people will believe them. Don't believe them. There's a tip. So anyway, TikTok, I'm up to 82.3 thousand followers. TikTok has a new bonus program they asked me to go on. It's for videos longer than a minute, and there's some other criteria too. I have a lot of good luck with videos longer than a minute. Like I have, you know, 100,000 plus. Like this is a 387,000, but this doesn't count towards my bonus because it just started the new one. But I have several that are in the millions that are well over 1 minute. But since I started, I've been having a little bit of trouble getting some traction. I would love to see what would happen on a bigger one, but I can tell you on a handful of videos so far, I'm up to $30.68. And this is, not long since like May 10th or no, May 8th or 9th or something. So I'm up to $30. And with TikTok, they don't show your stuff and then it dies. It lasts a long time. Like I have stuff that's like in the thousands, and all of a sudden it starts shooting up. Like it's not like Instagram where it's just there and done. So I have a lot of hope for this. And $30 is a lot on TikTok. I could have 2 million plus videos, and I wouldn't get that in the old creator fund. So it's definitely a plus. And again, I would love to see what happens if I get a million plus view on one of these. How much money would they give me? Maybe it'd be like the earlier Instagram times where I would get big thousands of dollars a month. It's hard to do. It's like Disney trying to force a hit. You just can't do it. I got to post and hope for the best, and some might hit and some don't, but I've been trying to force a hit because I really want to see what happens. So far, it's not working. My highest one is 62,000. And I think for that one, so far I have like 14,000 qualified bids or qualified views, which I'm not sure what that means, but maybe they have to watch it a certain amount of time. But anyway, I'm at least interested in TikTok again to see what this does. So.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to see if you would pop up right when I opened up TikTok. I just did that right now, and you did. You were the first video that popped up. So they're promoting you as well.
Yeah. Disney. I might have to do the help button on Instagram and send them a screenshot of my bonuses from TikTok saying thanks. In case you wonder where I'm at.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's where I am with social media right now. So, and we have a show that is only 44 minutes long. So,
how about that?
I've been trying to make them shorter.
That's some kind of record, I think. So, well, let's take it right to the 45-minute mark, John. Where can they find you online?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, and See.UO on Instagram and Facebook.
Very good. And you can find me at The Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. And that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.